Hello and welcome to the DFL podcast. I'm Justin. This is
Keith.
And we are coming to you live from the Venture Project in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. You're probably wondering, what the hell is the DFL podcast? Well, here on the DFL podcast, we're going to talk about things that run the gamut from politics to sports to prepping. We're going to say some words that you probably won't like. We're going to say some offensive things, possibly. We might say a swear word or two. We only have one rule here at the DFL podcast. And if you don't like what we're talking about, what's the rule, Keith?
Don't fucking listen.
DFL. And there you go. Welcome to the DFL podcast.
Yeah.
So once again, welcome to the first episode of the DFL podcast. Today, I'd kind of like to cover who we are.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, Keith?
I think we should.
I think the title of this should probably be something like, I don't know, Meet the Cast.
Meet the Cast.
Because like it's a play on words.
That's appropriate.
Like podcast. And
Yeah.
we're also the cast of the show.
And we're a vlog too now because we have video.
Oh, yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
We won't always have video.
I can't promise, honestly, that you're going to like to see what we look like. There's a pretty good chance
that's true.
nobody's going to want to see us. I don't even know that anybody's going to want to hear us, to be honest with you.
They're going to want to hear us.
Keith, I'd like to start with hearing about you.
Me?
Like, I know there's some things that you don't want to reveal, but tell the people in the world, the billions and billions of people that are going to be watching our show, about yourself.
Well, I'm a creative and ingenious kind of guy.
No, Keith.
Oh,
tell them the truth. This is a truthful podcast. We're going to be honest here. Yeah.
How truthful you want me to be?
Well, I mean, not the weird stuff. Just like where you from, what you've done.
I'm from
not everything that you've done.
Oh, geez.
But you know what I mean.
I'm from Michigan.
The Wolverines. Were you a Wolverine?
No, I wasn't.
That's good.
I was kind of a tweener. I was right between the Spartans and the Wolverines.
Okay.
So I'd pretty much eat anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know the detail. I grew up in Michigan, Lower Peninsula, so I'm a troll. So for all you trolls, stand back. I can troll better than any of you.
We're gonna have a lot of trolls, I think, on this show.
I'm sure of it. Yeah. I'm hoping for it. That just gives me a Woody.
Gross. I'm real close to you right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So detail. So grew up in Michigan, automotive background, automotive maintenance. So the automotive industry and different suppliers that supply the automotive industry. Spent a lot of time doing that, a little bit of purchasing, did some time in the military, in the Navy for a while, fixing boats.
You were on a submarine too?
No, I wasn't on a submarine. No person in their right mind would get on a submarine. A submarine's a boat designed to sink.
Sure.
That's just some crazy shit. You go out and play with your boat, break it, bring it back, I'll fix it.
Got it.
So that's what I did. I fixed boats. And had a couple of different businesses working with stainless, a lot of welding, a lot of fabrication, life stuff, things like that. That enough?
I don't know. What do you mean life stuff? I've never welded. That's not life stuff.
No.
Okay. I mean, it's enough if you want it to be enough. Do you feel like it was enough? Like it was an accurate depiction of what you want people to know?
Yeah, I'm a fabricator.
So that's not good.
No.
Now they think we're going to be fabricating stuff.
We're not. Well, we might fabricate some of our stories.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of my stories are fabricated. Otherwise, I'm boring otherwise.
Well, let's see. So what else? Pregnant pause.
Yeah, no dead air, Keith.
Yeah. Well, I've got dead air. It's like, how much do I say? How much do I not say? Don't want to talk about family. No.
You don't want people to know about your family?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
No.
I'll probably talk about mine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm
actually actively selling mine.
Your family?
My kids.
Oh, you can get good money for them.
If anybody's bidding, I'm in.
That's going to get us thrown off the air for sure.
Good.
Yeah, we
That's
need
kind of
puppies and kitties in the background or something just to
we're kind of going for that borderline of getting thrown off the air, aren't we?
Let's see. So what else? Had some businesses, brewery, winery.
You owned a brewery?
Yeah.
What was it called? Keith's Brewery. You don't remember what it's called?
No, it
Or
was
you don't
Silver Creek Winery,
Okay.
and I made cider there. I made
Okay.
hard cider.
So not actual beer.
I made beer too.
Okay.
Never got to selling it because the guy I was in a partnership with, it didn't work out.
Great. That's a good sign for our partnership then.
Well, I've had a whole bunch of them. This one's going great.
Yeah, it's just started.
We're already making money.
Nope.
Sure.
That's
we're not negative.
Yes,
That
we
means we're
are.
about-
I bought all the old fashioned stuff for today. We're already like $30 in the hole.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Whatever.
America.
It is what it is. Okay, so you owned a brewery. What else?
Brewery, cidery. I've had a fabrication shop. I made cabinets. We'll call them what do you call it? Anaerobic chambers.
No idea what that
Yeah,
is.
it's for animal testing. So yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
no, it's very lucrative.
Oh,
I
sure. I'm sure it was lucrative. Yeah.
made really good there.
So like monkey cabinets.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. Did that.
We're already canceled. I
yeah.
guess you said.
Did some what do you call them?
Stripping.
No, I didn't do any stripping. No, but I did take $2 bills to Canada often.
What does that mean?
They have the ballet there. And when you go to the ballet, they prefer $2 bills.
I'm sorry, the ballet, like ballet dancers?
Yeah.
Or like
So when you're in Michigan, the Lower Peninsula, Windsor is not that far. That's in Canada.
okay.
And it's actually south of Detroit. It's in a song. And yeah, anyway. So
Who
you go to
sings that
Windsor,
song? I gotta know who sings that song.
Steve Perry
Okay.
or
well,
Journey.
Journey. Okay. There you go.
It could be Journey, it could be Steve Perry. It depends on what side of the fence you're on.
I'm on the Journey side of the fence.
Yeah, South Detroit is actually Windsor.
Okay. Got it.
So you go over there to the ballet and you take the $2 bills with you. It's right next to the casino. We're actually just down the block from the casino.
Okay.
And things are much better with $2 bills. American $2 bills. I don't think there's any Canadian $2 bills.
I feel like you're calling the ballet, but it's not the ballet.
No, it's the ballet.
Okay.
Yeah, in Canada it's much better than here.
Okay. Fair enough.
We'll
They're a lot nicer in
we'll-
general in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they apologize a lot.
Oh, sorry.
They're taking stuff
Yeah.
off. They just apologize like crazy.
Sorry that tongue hit you.
Sorry. Eh?
Sorry, my boobs hurt your nose.
What's that about?
a boot?
About?
Yep. Now we can't be on in Canada because we just defended all of Canada.
Oh no, we can.
well, not the French Canadians.
I
but
don't.
Who gives a shit about the French Canadians, anyways? to
Well, I
be
don't know.
honest
That's
with
kind of
you?
where I came from.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
My house isn't pink though.
Wait, what do you mean? You said you came from Michigan.
I am from Michigan.
So that's not French Canadian.
My grandfather came here from Quebec. So my family is all Canadian.
You know, I had this feeling that I didn't like you right from the.
Now you
from the
know
start.
why.
Now I know why. Yeah, French Canadian. You know
So-
what's worse
Huh?
than a Canadian?
No,
A
French,
French
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, because now you got French in there with it.
Yeah.
Just
Parlez-vous en français?
Oh Jesus, no,
No?
no,
The people?
never.
No?
no peepoos.
No peoples?
No, I think we've heard. I think we've heard enough about you at this point.
I think so.
Once we
I-
hit French Canadian,
Any more detail
I'm
and you're
done.
gonna know the whole damn family
Yeah.
in
plus
Canada.
when we go any farther into this podcast, you're going to reveal a lot of things that you don't want a lot of people to know. Like
I'm
where you
already
exist.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty super open.
Well, let's hear about you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Well,
interested.
We're in Oshkosh now. I grew up in this area, so I was born in I was born in Berlin, Wisconsin.
Where the hell's that?
It's like everything from Oshkosh. It's about 15 minutes away. Everything around here
Okay.
from Oshkosh is 15 minutes away. So it's 15 minutes away from Oshkosh. I grew up in Oshkosh or Ammer, Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Went to high school there, all that jazz, middle school, elementary school, all that stuff. Got out of high school, had no idea what I was going to do, no plans. I went to college for a little bit to Fox Valley, UW Fox Valley, because I was going to transfer then to a university.
Okay.
Did about 2 semesters, and realized that was stupid. Was not for me. It's not stupid. I mean, go to college if you want to go to college.
Well, you got to make your own choices.
Yeah, but for me, it was stupid.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
I can
So
relate.
I decided to just go out into the world and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I've
Mhm.
done everything from selling used cars to screwing nuts and bolts together for a job.
Nice.
Like I literally for a week for 8 hours a day, all I would do was go into a factory and there was a box of nuts and a box of bolts, and they said just screw those together.
You're putting kits together or something like that.
It wasn't anything other than just the nut and the bolt. I put it back on the line and it goes down the line.
Huh.
That was it. It was
Sub-assembly.
that was the worst job I've ever had. It was terrible.
That's all that goes on in Detroit.
Well, that makes sense. There's a lot of car stuff there, right?
A lot of sub-assemblies.
Sure. So yeah, I did all that. Then I met this girl that was really pretty. Real pretty girl.
And there's some fine ones in Wisconsin.
No, there's not. But if you find a pretty one,
Oh,
you got to really work for it. So I found this really pretty girl, and this really pretty girl said, "I like you. Like I'm interested, but you got to do something with your life." So, as I tend to do, I found a really sweet, easy job. Well, it's hard to say easy, but I found a good path to a good paying job.
what
because
pray tell?
I wanted to marry this girl.
Right.
So I had a couple buddies that were cops, and those two buddies were idiots. So I figured, well, shit, if these two idiots could be cops, I could be a cop. And I apologize ahead of time to those two buddies.
They're going to hear it.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, they're probably not going to. Nobody's going to hear this, so it doesn't matter. But
Everybody's
just in
gonna hear
case,
it.
I apologize.
Joe Rogan's
them.
going to have us.
I
on.
won't say their names, but they know who they are. They're idiots. Anyways, I figured out that it was a 2-year degree. All you had to do is go to school for 2 years, and you make like 35, 40,000 coming out of that 2-year degree.
Ain't bad.
Yeah. So I started my first semester. I got hired part-time in a department. I wasn't qualified or certified in anything. They just gave me emergency certifications and just said, "Yep, you're a cop now."
You got income.
Yeah. Started right away part-time. It was $10 an hour.
Better than nothing.
That's not that much better than nothing when you really think about it. Like if I'm a cop in a town by myself, I could literally get killed.
Were you
at my
getting shot
job.
at? Were you doing stuff you could get shot at?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You weren't getting paid enough.
Right. That's kind of the point that I was going for. Like $10 an hour. There's like greeters at Walmart make $10 an hour.
You know, the military doesn't probably even get $10 an hour, and they're getting shot at all.
Well,
the
they
time.
get free college though. So
no, new GI Bill. They got to pay for it.
oh well.
Sorry,
is what
I
it is.
just one of those little things.
So, anyways,
Sorry.
I started my
Keep
law
going.
enforcement career. I eventually graduated, got a full-time job. Was a police officer for 8 years. Loved it. It was a great job. Wonderful. I had no issues with it other than I was a third shift officer. 3 on, 3 off, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. It got to the point where I could see my wife and kids driving down the road as I was going to work. And when you're on third shift, I don't know if you've ever been on third shift before.
I have a lot
And other third shift people will understand what we're talking about.
in a factory.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are. If you get off that third shift, unless you're some kind of saint of a person, you're a fucking asshole if you're not on your third shift schedule. So on my days off, I was still on my third shift schedule. So I was sleeping until the afternoon and, up all night long. And it was fine prior to kids. But once you have kids,
You got to be better.
yeah, it's too hard. It was too hard. So it was time to make a change. I always thought that I could do kind of a salesy thing. I really liked it. I always liked it, but never really like dove into it. And I told my wife one day, I said, "That's it. I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to find something else." So I went and interviewed with and learned a couple new businesses, checked with a realtor I knew, checked with a financial planner I knew. None of that made any sense to me. I finally met with an insurance agent that's right here in town. And right, Oshkosh, it is in town, but it just made sense. Like the residual income, the building of passive income, it just made sense to me. So I dove in, did 5 years as an insurance agent, started a scratch agency. Didn't hate it, but I got to that point, and some insurance agents will understand this, some won't. I don't even know if insurance agents are going to listen to this, but you get to that point where you have so many customers that you're paying more attention to your current customers and maintaining their needs, and you're not spending enough time getting new customers, and you even out into this nebulous where you're stuck there just getting, you're just stuck at that number, and you have to invest in your agency and in yourself and in your company to hire somebody to do the rest of the work. And the company that I was with at the time did not have my trust. So I didn't want to invest that extra money. And at that time, when I was thinking about hemming and hawing either way, a job opened up as a marketing person at a restoration company. I jumped on that job, and that's where I am today.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my story in a nutshell. That's the work side of it. I am a father and a husband. I have a lovely wife. I won't say her name here because I don't even know if she wants me to.
No.
She is a school principal, though, which is really fun.
We have principals in your life.
It's super fun to fuck with her.
Yeah,
A
nice.
lot. Like I love fucking with.
I
Like
can hardly wait.
when she got the principal job, anytime she asked me to do anything, I would say, "You're not my principal. Don't be principal in me."
How's that
Okay?
working for you?
Not great. She does give me mean looks. I have 3
That's good
kids.
stuff.
And I'll probably talk about them on here. So I'm just going to say their names. It's
Okay.
Harper, Theodore, and Penelope. Harper is my 8-year-old boy. Theo is my 6-year-old boy, and Penelope is my 3-year-old princess who runs my entire life. So that is me. That is that's my side of things.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think one of the important things that we should cover here in the first podcast is what this podcast is going to be, not necessarily about, because it's going to change. It's going to be a fluid
Content's
situation.
going to be fluid.
Yeah. But what do we expect out of this podcast, and what do we want you to expect out of this podcast, and why we want you to subscribe to this and listen to it like as much as possible. So Keith, what do you want, and what do you want to convey to our possible viewers and listeners about what this podcast is going to be?
My number one thing is, if it's not fun, we shouldn't do it.
100% agree with that.
The second thing would be exchange of value. So the time that we're taking to have a podcast and talk to our
6 viewers.
our hardened followers.
Yeah.
We'll go with followers.
Yeah.
Is a good exchange of value. So we're putting out content that, number one, is fun. Number two is, we'll say, mind opening.
Okay.
And so maybe it's a topic you've never heard of. Maybe it's something you don't know anything about. This is to tickle your brain to think more. You like it? You don't like it? Don't fucking listen.
Don't fucking listen.
But then on the other hand, you might find something or hear something that just totally pisses you off. You need to go find out what that is. And if you're on the right side of the curb. The other thing would be critical thinking. In order to have decent critical thinking, you've got to have the ability to listen. And if we get you so fucked up that you can't listen and you can't understand, don't fucking listen.
Well, I think that's a problem that we are facing a lot in
Globally.
our world
Globally.
at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So critical thinking. And then at a lower level, I mean, I don't want to say a lower level, at a less significant level would be education. There may be some content here that is of value to you in life skills, in business, in having fun.
Yeah.
Any of that. That's why we're here. And we're having fun doing it. So if you don't like it, that's okay, because we're having fun.
Yeah. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen.
And I think that's the big part of it for me.
Yeah.
And I think since in this, a great idea, a great seed of thought from Justin to do this podcast, I think it's awesome. You really got me thinking by thinking. That's a Michigan thing, thinking. So thinking about this and getting this going, you got things rolling in my head to do this podcast that made it just energizing for me.
That's dangerous to get things rolling.
Oh,
in your head,
yes,
I
it
think.
is. So
yeah.
that's kind of where I'm coming from. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it the same way a little bit. For me, it's doing a podcast is a bucket list thing for me. I think it'd be really fun. I always really wanted to do it. Whether anybody listens to this or watches it or not, I don't give a shit.
No,
I give zero shits.
We're having good conversation.
Yeah, this is fun for me. And I'm hoping that the fun that we're having and the entertainment that we're getting out of it resonates to the people that we touch in this scenario.
Well, there's two sides.
Right. Yeah, there's two sides to a lot of stories. Now, there's going to be some scenarios where we're on the same side
Yep.
of these deals, but there's also going to be other times where I don't agree with Keith and Keith doesn't agree with me, and that's fine. Which is
Count on it.
really nice to not to set an example, because we're not better than anybody else. We're not like here to set an
discussion.
example, but to give
mind opening.
Yeah, and the possibility of listening to other sides of things and listening to different people's opinions. And it doesn't, you don't have to agree with it. That's the thing. That's the nice part of it.
There's
It's
not
like,
enough of that in America.
yeah, you don't have to agree with anything that we're saying or anything that we're talking about or anything that Keith says or that I say. It doesn't matter. But it's good to hear it either way, because then you're getting that opinion from somebody that is your thought opposite. If you want, if I can dumb it down to
That
my
makes sense.
level,
I
like
get it.
what you think differently than somebody else, and it's good to hear what they think. And it's not only good to hear what they think to learn something, but it's also good to hear what they think to be able to build a rebuttal on from what you think
And how they see it.
yeah, and that's important. So I think that I'm pretty excited about. I just, like I said, I think Keith, we've had this conversation before this podcast started. Keith really thinks that this is going to blow up and that we're going to be like Joe Rogan style podcasting.
I do.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody gives a shit about what we say.
You know why I think that?
Why?
Because of our energy and our care and our concern for what we're doing. I mean, it may be flippant at sometimes, but
yeah,
other times it's going to be, this is serious shit. This is what we're talking about. This is how we feel. This is a position we've taken. And this could be edifying for our listeners, our viewers, whatever media that you're seeing us on.
Yeah.
I think it's enriching, whether it's positive or negative. It's new perspective.
Yeah. And it's kind of like that conversation you have with anybody while you're sitting. I mean, it's literally what we're doing is having a conversation over a couple drinks.
No, mine's gone.
Yeah, okay. So I made Keith's drinks a little bit stronger than I probably should have. Now we know that. Now we know that for the next time. But I make a really good old fashioned. There's no way around it. I do. Brandy sweet. That's how I do it. It's whiskey. If it's whiskey, and if I'm having whiskey old fashions, our discussions will be different.
Cool. Let's do it. I don't know.
No, that's not good. Not good. Different.
How about bourbon?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a bourbon old fashioned at.
No, not bourbon old fashioned, just straight bourbon.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You don't want to pollute that.
I got to drive home from here.
I'm not going to walk home.
Yeah, that's nice for you. But I had a bourbon old fashioned at a restaurant in Oshkosh, and I won't say what it is because they don't sponsor us, so they don't get that free stuff.
That's right.
It was amazing, very good. But I will say that the rest of the stuff, I did not have the best experience.
No.
But I will go back and have a bourbon old fashioned. I'm probably not going to eat dinner there.
We'll have to do some Kahoot.
So they're definitely not going to sponsor us because I just said don't go there. So either way, that's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. I don't have any specific agenda. Like I don't have anything that I feel like we need to talk about or something that we need to bring, but I really like the idea of bringing guests on to talk about what's happening around our area and other places. I mean, it's most likely going to be our area at this point because we're not global or nationwide.
We have EAA. We're global.
We're not even Oshkosh wide at this point. We're not even past this room wide at this point. Okay. Well, agree to disagree.
Between our combined networks, we're vast.
That's if they listen to it.
We don't know that until we hear feedback.
Yeah, they're going to listen to the first one, but they may not listen to the second one.
And your feedback and comments may or may not have an impact on us. Depends on what we decide to do with it.
That's true. And then at some point, we will have an email address and a YouTube page that you can check out and all that kind of stuff. We're not really at that point yet.
No, but we are.
We're not far from it.
But we are the DFL Podcast LLC.
Yeah, that is a thing.
We're for real.
Yeah, it's legit. It's a real thing. It's not Daily Fantasy Network. It's not Do Fucking Laundry. It's don't fucking listen if you don't like it.
That's right.
That's the DFL podcast. And we're hoping, I mean, at least I'm hoping.
No hopium. We're gonna do it.
Well, it's hopium for them. Like I'm hoping
they can have a hopium.
Yeah, we'll give them the hopium.
All right.
I'm hoping that you listen to this, you hear how genuine we are and how, I mean, pretty transparent and honest that we're going to be, and appreciate it. You know, turn it on your way to work. Turn it on if you're a salesperson, turn it on your route while you're driving around.
Yeah. Brutally honest.
Yeah. We're not going to fuck around. We're just not going to fuck around.
No.
I mean, we're going to fuck around.
Well, we are right now.
Yeah. But we're not going to beat around the bush, and we're not going to be politically correct.
When it comes to Bush, we're going to be straight up.
Yeah. So today on the DFL podcast, we've introduced ourselves. We've explained to you what the DFL podcast stands for, what our plan is in the future, which is to have fun, and everything else doesn't need to be structured. What we want to let you know for future podcasts is that our next podcast is going to be loosely circled around what's happening and what has happened thus far with COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Steps that have been taken, things that we should worry about, things that we should be concerned about people that take vaccines. A lot of different topics we're going to touch on. So you're going to want to tune in for that. It's going to make you think a little bit. You think that's fair?
That's what we do.
It's going to make you think. You can find us most likely by this point on Facebook. If you just look up DFL podcast, we will have at some point, probably in the next episode, an email address that you can send things to.
Yep.
This is going to be on YouTube. This will be a YouTube video, so you can feel free to comment underneath. We will reply to your comments as heinous, doesn't matter how heinous they are. We will probably call you out and talk to you about the things that you're trying to tell us.
Well, I would say we'll review the comments and we'll cherry pick what we're going to respond to.
That's fair. Not every single comment.
Because the amount of comments we're going to get is going to be like overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
because we're going to be so awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Think
that's
about
long and short of it.
Yeah.
But so we won't be able to respond to all your comments and hate mail and things like that they're going to send us.
But we welcome it.
Yeah, we absolutely welcome it. We'd love to hear that constructive criticism, no matter how mean it is. We're really thick-skinned. We're pretty mean to each other. So there's probably no way that you can be meaner to us than we are to each other when the camera's not on. So it won't be an issue.
No.
So this has been the inaugural episode of the DFL podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, or listening. Keith, anything to say to send them off?
Stand by for more.
Stand by for more. DFL podcast coming back at you next time. Thank you.